we had a disagreement. And I say, baby, if you're not working with me, you're working against me.
Police are speaking with 40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones at his blood-stained residence. He called 911 to report a tragic accident, but when police arrived, he seemed absolutely terrified that his wife was still alive.
So when you grabbed it and went off, she yanked. I grabbed it and she yanked back, and the gun went off.
Why would there be no recordings on that? I don't know. It should be. Everybody that went in that house should be on it.
As the investigation continues, detectives discover that Chris's story is full of holes, and a series of forensic mistakes would cause his violent nature to slowly come to light, proving that a single bullet from behind the head is no accident. This is Olivia Jones. On Valentine's Day 2019, she was browsing the aisles of a supermarket in Beaumont, Texas, carefully selecting ingredients for a romantic dinner with her husband. As she made her way through the store, Olivia stopped to admire a bouquet of pink and red roses, symbols of the timeless colors of affection, romance, and passion. She placed the bouquet in her shopping cart and headed toward the checkout. What Olivia could never have imagined was that less than 40 minutes later, she would take her final breath. The devastating consequence of something many people simply call a toxic relationship. Everyone who knew Olivia described the same woman, a loving mother who gave everything she had to her children. Her sister later recalled that Olivia was quiet, gentle, and deeply private, someone who rarely shared what was happening behind the closed doors of her home. In the end, those closest to her believed she wanted only one thing: to be loved by the people she loved in return.
But she was the type that whatever went on in their home, she would keep it there.
Yeah, kind of a private
person.
Yeah.
She loved her baby so much.
And the man she trusted enough to spend her life with was 40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones, a correctional counselor at the local federal prison. A man who, just minutes later, would become the person dialing 911. At 8:44 a.m., a 911 call came in.
Beaumont 911, what is the address of your emergency?
Olivia! Please, hurry. Someone take the gun.
Tell me what's going on.
I'm at home, right inside the head. Please.
Somebody shot in the head.
My wife, please.
Tell me, where is she shot?
In the head.
Okay, where in the head?
Take it and it went off.
Okay. I want you to try to control the bleeding.
At 8:55 a.m., police officers rushed to 5575 Pine Bur Avenue. The first person through the front door was Officer Otis Butler, and he was greeted by a familiar face. Christopher Jones wasn't just another witness at a crime scene. He was a close friend of Butler's. In fact, Butler knew both Chris and Olivia well.
In the house. Where's the gun? In the bedroom, broken down, on the dresser. Come this way. Okay. Please, come this way. This way.
Okay.
Please. Olivia!
Sir. Okay. Step back.
What's up, Mr. Butler? I tried to take it.
Get his.
Chris urgently motioned for the officers to come inside. There, on the bedroom floor, they found Olivia. She was lying face down, motionless, with a gunshot wound to the back of her head. Remarkably, she was still breathing. When the officers carefully rolled her over, they discovered that the bullet had entered through the back of her head and exited through her right eye. The room was covered in blood. As paramedics worked frantically to save Olivia's life, Chris began telling Officer Butler what he claimed had happened. According to Chris, the morning had started with an argument. He said he told Olivia that he wanted a divorce, and in response, she allegedly grabbed a handgun.
What happened? We had a disagreement, and I say, baby, if you're not working with me, you're working against me. I say, we've been doing this. My 19-year-old stepdaughter was 8. My 11-year-old was 1. I say, Olivia, we can't get it together. We can't be together. Okay. We got several. And I say, I just want a divorce. And her reaction was, she got the gun. I said, give me the gun. She like, I don't remember which hand. I'm like, give me that gun. What is you doing? Stop trying to scare me. I took it. So when you grabbed it and went off, she yanked. I grabbed it and she yanked back. and the gun went off.
Okay.
But that story immediately raised red flags. How could a man of Chris's size and build be overpowered by a woman who was significantly smaller than him? Chris collapsed to his knees, appearing devastated. But officers noticed something unsettling. Despite the display of emotion, there were no tears. Even more troubling was his reaction when he was told that Olivia was still alive. For most husbands, that news would bring hope, relief. For Chris, it seemed to bring neither. Instead, there was only an eerie emptiness.
Mr. Butler, I got help.
No. You don't need to go in there, okay?
Is she alive?
Yeah, she is.
She is.
We got him.
Is she alive, Mr. Butler?
When we went in there,
Please don't tell me she's alive if she's not.
Yeah, when I saw her, she was.
She was talking?
She wasn't talking.
Is she breathing?
It looked like she was breathing, yeah.
Ooh, good.
Like, don't go in there, sir.
Please.
Sir, I need you to stay right here with me, okay? And calm down.
Calm down.
By 9 a.m., Olivia's injuries had proven fatal. She was pronounced dead. Just 5 minutes later, officers began noticing things that didn't seem right. This house was covered in surveillance cameras, not just outside, but inside as well. 2 additional cameras had been installed in the living room, providing a clear view of much of the home's interior. Someone had wanted to record everything that happened inside this house. Then there was the gun. A blood-covered 9mm handgun was discovered in an entirely different room from where Olivia had been shot. If Olivia had been holding the weapon when it discharged, how did it end up somewhere else? To investigators, there was only one logical explanation. Someone had moved it, and the only person with the opportunity to do that was Chris. The red flags had become impossible to ignore. Officers detained Chris and brought him in for formal questioning. What they discovered next would fundamentally change the direction of the investigation. As detectives began reviewing the home's security footage, the inconsistencies in Chris's story stopped looking like minor contradictions. At 8:41 a.m., Olivia appeared on the surveillance footage, going about her normal morning routine in the kitchen. Then, without warning, the recording abruptly stopped. 3 minutes later, at 8:44 a.m., the footage resumed, but by then, everything had changed. Chris could be seen moving frantically through the house, already on the phone with 911. The shooting occurred during that missing 3-minute window, and according to investigators, only one person had access to the surveillance system and the ability to alter the recordings: Chris Jones. During the interrogation, Chris repeatedly changed key details of his story.
We're still trying to pull up these videos here, okay? Why would there be no recordings on it? I don't know. It should be. Everybody that went in that house should be on it. But like I said, the internet, you can go through days and it's going to get pretty much done. We shouldn't have bought that. You just keep, like, you can pick whatever day you want and it's never going to be consistent. That's why I say it was a waste of money.
Well, I'm wanting desperately to find some video on here that corroborates what you're telling us, but almost all the videos start right after this event happened.
When detectives asked Chris to physically reenact the moment he claimed he was trying to take the gun away from Olivia, he raised his hands, twisted his body, and walked investigators through the sequence. But with every follow-up question, to the detectives, it looked less like a genuine recollection and more like him struggling to make the evidence fit the narrative.
Now go ahead and do my initial. She pulls it. Give me the. Okay. And I go. I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, you're good.
I don't sit chair.
I'm sorry. You're fine.
I like the chair, man.
I'm reliving it.
You are.
I'm reliving it.
So she should be shot in the back of her right head.
Did you feel me twist your? Did you feel me twist?
Back here.
Did you feel me twist your?
Once detectives had a clearer understanding of the shooting itself, they turned to the people who knew Olivia best to build a fuller picture of her life. What they uncovered was devastating.
Olivia Jones.
It's your sister, right?
We've been talking a lot lately. We talk every day. I drop her baby to her at the tax office. She's always been timid about everything. But she was the type that whatever went on in their home, she would keep it there.
Yeah. Kind of a private.
Right, private person.
Yeah.
She loved her baby so much that she thought she had to live for them, She can't talk on the phone after a certain time. He controlled the finances. He never wanted to be in the presence of her family reunions, anything. He never came, but she would have to step off, and when he would call, and all you could hear was him screaming and yelling on the phone. His character is agitation. Like, his character is to be aggressive. I just don't get it. Because all she wanted, my sister was a married type. All she wanted was to be loved.
Yeah.
She loved love. Like, she loved her babies. She wanted to live for her babies.
Even Chris's ex-wife, Letitia, told investigators that he had once choked her, dragged her across the floor, and described in chilling detail exactly how he would kill her if she ever tried to leave him.
I met Chris Jones in 1999. It was just like a constant fight. Like, he strangled me, choked me out, drugged me through the house. My skin was missing off my back. One time he bit my hand. He had this bite marks in my hand. This was what it was. If the house not clean, he's told me that he would kill me if I was to ever leave him. Told me how he would do it. The reason I never said anything or went for help was because I was extremely in fear of my life. Because I knew and I felt in my heart that he would kill me.
Olivia's 19-year-old daughter, Ariel, shared her own troubling memories with investigators. She recalled hearing her mother cry out during an argument that she couldn't breathe. She had seen bruises on Olivia's body and watched, over the years, as her mother's confidence slowly eroded. With every interview, the allegations continued to pile up.
They were arguing and I heard her say she couldn't breathe. I would see bruises on her. It broke her down to the point where she believed what he said. Mm-hmm. You won't be nothing without me, stuff like that. Right. Everybody knows my mama. Everybody knows my mama. Everybody knows that we were her word.
Armed with this growing body of evidence, detectives returned to the one detail that continued to haunt the investigation: the missing 3 minutes of surveillance footage. They pressed Chris again and again, and eventually, the pressure began to work. Chris finally gave ground, just enough to reveal a crucial piece of the truth.
To be honest, I videos.
I look guilty. I deleted those videos. I look guilty.
Not if you say right now, what you just said a while ago, I freaked out, I panicked, I did some stuff I shouldn't have done. Is that one of them?
Yes.
How many did you delete?
I don't know. Honestly.
Okay.
I'm just afraid of being blamed for something I did do something that looks really bad.
Chris admitted that he had deleted the footage, but the most important 3 minutes were gone forever. With no way to recover the missing segment, detectives turned their attention to the rest of the surveillance recordings. They spent days reviewing hours upon hours of footage, and what they found was deeply disturbing. The cameras captured a husband who routinely belittled his wife, questioned her worth, and humiliated her in front of her own daughter. The behavior described by family members wasn't based on rumors or assumptions. It was preserved on video.
Then you're gonna be looking stupid. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor, wife. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the... Why is that like that? We're not paying attention. What the f***, Liz? We wasn't worried about the son of a bitch a minute ago. That's your mother. Don't look at me like that, bitch. I'm not playing with you. Lazy. You want to do something, not enough? Give it here. You got all the goddamn answers. You don't do a goddamn thing around this. Right. This your ass, bitch.
I know I was gonna be.
That's clean dish. That's clean.
I didn't want to. They fell on the floor, so I didn't want to reuse them.
You look at it. You don't pay attention what the f*** you doing. You all over the place, Olivia. You ain't got the chance to claim no f***ing home. Food on the wall. Who you burning now?
Me.
Harriet don't live here. It's you. It's always been you. When I got the show ass, you didn't have a job.
You collect unemployment. You just had off. If most men in this world want a woman that got what? You wouldn't be doing this if I wouldn't have got upset. You would have bagged that. Life would be so much easier for me if you start thinking. You do dumb because you don't think.
When the forensic laboratory completed its analysis, the physical evidence directly contradicted Chris's account of the shooting. Bloodstain pattern analysis failed to match the scenario he had described to investigators. More importantly, forensic testing found no gunshot residue on Olivia's hands, indicating that she had not been handling the firearm when it was discharged. Instead, significant traces of gunshot residue were found on Chris's hands and clothing. At that point, Chris's version of events had effectively collapsed under the weight of the forensic findings. The trial and final verdict. In April 2019, Christopher Ray Jones was formally charged with murder, but less than 24 hours later, he posted a $150,000 bond and was released from custody. Under the conditions of his release, Chris was placed under house arrest and required to wear a GPS monitoring device. Even more controversially, he was allowed to continue operating the family's food truck, parked just steps away from the very home where Olivia had lost her life. The decision to release Chris on bond sparked outrage throughout the local community. To many, it was unimaginable that a man accused of murdering his wife on Valentine's Day could remain at home, operating a business while awaiting trial. Justice would take more than 3 years. When the case finally moved forward, prosecutors portrayed Chris as a long-term abuser with a documented history of violence, a man whose controlling behavior had steadily escalated over the years. The defense argued that Olivia had handled the firearm recklessly and that the shooting was not intentional. But the forensic evidence proved difficult to overcome. There was no gunshot residue on Olivia's hands. There was gunshot residue on Chris's hands and clothing. The physical evidence painted a picture that sharply contradicted his account. On February 8, 2022, Christopher Ray Jones accepted responsibility for the murder of his wife, Olivia. In exchange for waiving his right to appeal, he received a 30-year prison sentence as part of a plea agreement supported by Olivia's family, who wished to avoid the uncertainty and emotional toll of a prolonged legal battle. The most emotional moment came during the victim impact statements. Olivia and Chris's daughters stood before the court and addressed their father directly. Their youngest daughter, who had been only 11 years old when her mother was killed, delivered words that left the courtroom silent. She told him that one day she would forgive him, but not today. As Olivia's family left the courtroom, they comforted one another with a simple message. This day belonged to Olivia, and after years of waiting, they felt she had finally received justice. Today, Christopher Ray Jones is serving his sentence at the John M. Wynn Unit in Huntsville, Texas. And while one family in Texas finally received the justice they had waited more than 1,000 days to see, our next case serves as a chilling reminder of another truth. The most dangerous person in someone's life is rarely a stranger. More often, it's someone they know.